Okay.
Hi everybody, welcome to my garden again. Well, here's the second instalment of my introduction. Over the years I've been asked many times how a young fella from Liverpool who didn't see very many horses in the city, certainly not very many riding horses, how did I manage not only to get into riding, but how on earth did I manage to be reasonably successful in what I did? Well, I can tell you it was pure chance. You might hear me lapsing into a Liverpool accent from time to time, so I hope all my friends in America can understand what I'm saying. When I was a young lad in Liverpool, my father decided he wanted to buy a tape recorder. I can just see the look on some of the faces of some of the young people saying, "A what recorder?" Well, a tape recorder was something which recorded voices or music on tapes, and then you rewound the tape and played it back again and again and again and again until the tape wore out. Great fun. And you got to hear your own voice for the very first time. But this was back in the dark ages. So what's that got to do with anything, I hear you ask? Well, what it's got to do with riding is this. The young guy, who was the son of the man who owned the electric appliance shop, came to the house with his dad to demonstrate the tape recorder. When he'd finished, he asked me if I fancied going riding on Saturday. In my ignorance, I thought he meant going for a bicycle ride, which I agreed to, and which we actually did. He called for me first thing on Saturday morning, and off we went for a bike ride. We rode into the countryside for about 10 miles. Eventually, we turned down a country lane and stopped at the gate of a chocolate box thatched cottage. My companion turned round to me and said, "We're here." I said, "Where are we?" He said again, "We're here." I said again, "Where's here?" And he said, "We're at the riding school." I said, "Riding school? What's a riding school?" Again he repeated, "At the horse riding school." Ah, now I understood what he meant. No, I didn't. So picture these two Liverpool scallywags are standing at the bottom of this very nice little pathway leading up to a very nice little thatched cottage, wondering what to do next. I'd never seen anything like it in all my life. My friend said to me, "All right, go and ask him." I said, "Go and ask who what?" He said, "Dope, go and ask the fella if they do riding lessons here." "Oh, okay," I said. "But no, you go." He said, "No, you go." I repeated, "No, you go." He said, "No, you go." So on and on we went. Anyway, we carried on like that for some time. Eventually I lost the "no, you go" battle and went and knocked on the door. Eventually this guy came out, looked like a skinny, fairly old jockey. He had on a tweed jacket and wore a flat tweed cap. He was actually very skinny and he looked down at me the way posh people can. Yes, he actually looked down at me. He wasn't very tall, but I was very small, being only 11. So he said in a very posh voice, "Yes, what can I help you with?" I'd never heard anyone speak like that except on the BBC News, you know. "This is the BBC Home Service. Here is the 9 o'clock news." I answered in my best Liverpool accent, "Do you do riding lessons here, please, mister?" He said, "Yes, but we're not open yet." So I said, "Can we have a look at the horses?" So he said, "Yes, go around to the yard gate." We went round to the yard gate. He opened it and I walked into a completely new world and a completely new life. That man was Cyril Johnson, who I've spoken about before. He took me under his wing and for more than 45 years, maybe more like 50 years, he mentored me both in person and over the phone. He took me to some of the big horse shows to watch my heroes like Harvey Smith and David Broom compete. I was mesmerized by these amazing riders in bright red coats or the ladies in dark blue. They looked like gods and goddesses to me, having only seen them occasionally on the black and white telly. He also gave me a taste of eventing when we went away in the trailer, slept in the straw, and I watched him and helped groom for him at the events he was taking part in. Also, along with my great friend Kate Hamilton, he also took me to some of the local horse shows and showed me how to ride round the ring without making too much of a pig's breakfast of it, on some of the very talented lesson horses from the Northern Equitation Centre. Without Cyril Johnson, I have no idea where I would be now. That chance encounter changed my life. He encouraged me to want to succeed and taught me the meaning of hard work. Another funny story is when the careers officer came round to my school and said, "Right, Dillon, what is it you want to do when you leave school?" I didn't hesitate and I said, "Oh, I want to be an international show jumper and a fellow of the British Horse Society, sir." The poor perplexed careers officer looked at me, shook his head and just yelled, "Next!" Poor guy hadn't a clue what I just said, but thankfully with hard work, good guidance and a lot of luck, I did become a fellow of the British Horse Society and I did ride in international competitions. Not many kids can say that they decided on their career path as a young kid of 12 years old. 60 years later, I'm still doing the same job. The lad from the electric store took 2 riding lessons and gave up. He had the full kit, jumpers, riding hat, tweed jacket, boots, the full Monty. I had a pair of wellies, jeans and a flat cap. This is one of the reasons why I want to encourage online mentoring for young people who don't really know which direction to go in as far as their horsey careers are concerned. So, if you want any help with that, don't hesitate to contact me. We have all levels of mentoring and I'm sure we'll have a package to suit everybody. Thanks once again for listening. There will be more to follow. The next installment will cover my very happy adventures in Ireland. Thank you.